The objective of the Press 44 station is to cut the corrugated pieces as specified. The equipment used during this process is the unload table, press, cutting table which is height adjustable, and the roller table which is a press load table and is also height adjustable. The tools used during this process are the stamp, ink pad, knife, and tape measure. The materials used during this process are the two different sizes of the corrugated material. These photos depict the Press 44 station and the dimensions of the workspace. Considering the worker height is about 5 feet 4 inches or 64 inches tall, this affects how the employees interact with the product and equipment throughout the day. The process for the Press 44 station is to retrieve the corrugated pieces and cut the corners with a knife and then stamp them. Next, the other corrugated piece is retrieved and positioned into the press. The press output is monitored and then the employee grasps and folds the corrugated piece. Lastly, the piece is transferred and stacked onto the table. It was noticed that awkward postures and forceful exertions were observed from the employees to interact with the workspace. Continuous neck twisting is seen to observe the part exiting the press, while continuous forward bending of the neck and torso and sideways bending of the wrist are required to cut corners of the corrugated material. Forceful exertions are required to cut the corners and to lift, position, and load the corrugated piece. Neck twisting and extended arms are required to load the corrugated pieces into the press, while elevation onto tiptoes is seen in order for the employees to observe the part exiting the press. Forward bending of the torso and elevated arms are required to fold and stack the corrugated pieces, while contact stress is seen between the forearm and press loading tray throughout the tasks. To summarize this process, the Press 44 station is a medium-paced job requiring forceful exertions to lift, carry, and position the corrugated material. In addition, awkward postures of the neck, torso, arms, and hands is seen, and localized contact stress between the palm and forearm and the press loading tray were observed as well. The following recommendations are made for the Press 44 tasks. Investigate improved lighting for inspecting, cutting, and stamping the corrugated material in order to reduce posture stress. Consider using cameras that feed the display to a monitor in front of the worker when loading the press to decrease posture stress associated with monitoring the press output. Consider using 2 workers for staffing the press when large parts are run in order to reduce walking to the monitor press output and stack completed parts. Investigate different dies that will remove the corners of the first observed corrugated piece to decrease forceful exertions and awkward postures. Additionally, consider using an automated ink or stamping machine, as in the part can move directly from the press into an automated ink or stamping machine to decrease forceful exertions and awkward postures. Consider using powered cutting tools for removing corners from corrugated material to decrease forceful exertions and awkward postures. Provide regularly sharpened blades and replacement blades for knives to decrease forceful exertions. Position stack of parts to be loaded into the press directly in front of the load point so parts do not need to be lifted and repositioned to decrease forceful exertions. Investigate automatic loading or semi-automatic loading presses to decrease forceful exertions and awkward postures. Pad and round the edge of the press loading tray to decrease localized contact stress. Consider using padding instead of packing tape to soften the stamp handle to decrease localized contact stress. Thank you.